Hello and welcome to this tutorial. In today's tutorial, I will show you how to solve the FizzBuzz programming challenge. So this programming challenge, according to some people, comes up quite often in programming job interviews. I don't know, maybe it's true. But anyways, it's a good thing to learn. So FizzBuzz is a children's game and I am going to use my Thonny IDE. I have a whole video on Thonny IDE and why it is the best IDE for Python beginners. So I'm going to use this IDE to solve this challenge. So FizzBuzz is a children's game. Children stand or sit in a circle and they start saying some numbers, let's say from 1 to 50 or whatever. If that number is divisible by 3, instead of that number, they should say Fizz. If that number is divisible by 5, they should say Buzz. And if that number is divisible by both 3 and 5, they should say FizzBuzz. For example, they start from 1. The first person says 1, next one says 2, next one, instead of 3, they should say Fizz because 3 is divisible by 3. Next one says 4, next one Buzz because it's divisible by 5, they say Buzz. And so on and so forth up to 15, and 15 is divisible by both 3 and 5, so they should say FizzBuzz. But how do we know this? So I can print, let's say 9 divided by 3. What result do I get? If I run this, you see I get 3. It's a whole number, 3. It's not 3.2, it's not 3.5, it's 3. So it means 9 is divisible by 3. If I change 9 to 10, then I get 3 point something. That is why we say 10 is not divisible by 3. So this is one easy way of knowing this. But the way we are going to use it is by using this operator, remainder operator. What does it do? It checks how many 3's there are in 10. Let's say, I don't know, 14 for example. How many 3's there are in 14? There are 4 3's in 14. So that would be 4 multiplied by 3, right? Then plus 2. That is 14. So how many 3's? There are 4 3's in 14. And then there are 2 remainder. What if I check it like 15? How many 3's? Now I don't need a remainder. Why? Because I just say there are 5 3's in 15. No remainder here, nothing. So then 15 is divisible by 3 because there is no remainder. So now if I print this, what number do you think I get if I run it? 0. Why? Because there are 5 3's in 15. No remainder, nothing. If I change it to 17 and run this, I get 2. Why? Because there are 5 3's in 17, which is 15, and there are 2 remained. What about 18? That's 0 again, because there are 6 3's in 18, no remainder. So we can say the remainder of this is 0. The remainder of 18 by 3 is 0. Now if I run this, I get true. You see, this is true. So it means 18 is divisible by 3. If I change it to 19, I should get false. You see, because 19 is not divisible by 3. So this is how I check if a number is divisible by 3, 5, whatever else. So now I'm going to have a variable, let's call it number, and I give it this for 24, for example. or 20, I don't know, 6. Now, I'm going to have some conditions with if statements in Python. I would say if the number that we have, the remainder of it by 3 is equal to 0, that is, if it is divisible by 0, print Fizz. Remember, we have the columns here and we have indentation here. Now, else if, elif, that is otherwise, if the number, the remainder of it by 5 is equal to 0, that is, if it's divisible by 5, print buzz. What else do we have if it's divisible by both 3 and 5? So, elif again, else if, otherwise, if the number is divisible by 3 and the remainder is 0, and we use the and keyword because now we have two conditions, right? By 3 and 5. And this one here, so I'm going to just copy this. And is divisible by 5, both conditions should be met. If that is true, print FizzBuzz. Right? What else? What if it's none of these? Then just print the number itself. So we just say else, if none of these conditions is true, print, print number. And I'm not putting it inside any quotes because this is this variable. If I click on it, you can see all these are highlighted. So this refers to these. Now, number is 26. Let's see what happens. Now to check, we can click on this debug current script if you are using Thonny. This shows you a step-by-step how this works. So I'm going to debug. It says, okay, it skips this comment. This is the first line, what is happening. Then let's click on step into or F7. There is 26, number is 26. All right, what else? We have an if code block. What shall I do with it? Let's get the first condition. So we have number, remainder of 3. What is the number? 26, right? Because this was 26. I'm just clicking on this. Check it with 3. What is the remainder? Remainder is 2. Is 2 equal to 0? Equal to 0? False. Okay, no. Skip it, go to the next one. Elif. Now it's going to check it with 5. 26, remainder of 5 is 1. Is 1 equal to 0? Uh-oh. Nope, false. Go to the next one. Now, again, it checks these, and you saw already these, both of them are false. And then it goes to the end. And what it does is, let's click, number 26, print it. All right, that's it. Prints 26. So this is the process. But you just saw something interesting. If a number is not divisible by 3 and it's not divisible by 5, this is useless, this code. What if I put something like 15? 15 is both divisible by 3 and by 5. Do you think this line will run? Let's see. If I debug this, and let's get to the code. 15, number 15 by 3, is it 0? 0 equals 0, so true. So let's do whatever it asks. Let's get to the next line, print it. Okay, Fizz is printed. It didn't even get to this part. That is why we need to put this on top. Let me get only this if part. I'm gonna cut it and put it in the very beginning. Now if it checks first if it's divisible by both. If not, checks for 3 and then checks for 5. So that is the reason order here matters, and we can also say elif as well. Now, this is not very efficient because we need to update this number all the time here. Like, okay, 16, then we say run, it says 16. I don't know, 15, run, it says FizzBuzz. But I want this to run over some numbers, let's say from 1 to, I don't know, 30. So for that, we need to use a for loop. A for loop allows us to go through a process over and over again. So I would say for, and let's say for a number in, this is the syntax of for loop, in, and I'm going to say range, I'm going to give it a range from 1 to 31. And 1 to 31 means start from 1, that is number would be 1 first, and go up to, but not including 31, that is up to 30. So now, if I want this to run under for loop, I have to indent it, press tab, and now this belongs to this for loop. So now, let's run this program. Let me clear this part here. Let's now if I run this, let's see what happens. Look at this. 1, 2 fizz, 4 buzz fizz, and then all the way to 15 is FizzBuzz, and 29 and then 30, which is FizzBuzz. So this is working. This is working. If you want to check also the step-by-step way of doing it, if I clear it again, we can do some debug. Okay, gets the for loop. Good. Let's step into it. 1 gets a range from 1 to 31. Right? That's the range. What is number? Number now is 1. The first round. Goes the next block. Let's check the condition. If number 1 by 3, the remainder is 0. And then checks no is false. And of course, that is also false, nothing. Let's see the next one. You see they're all false. And then it prints, in the end, prints the number 1. What about 2? I'm going to just go quickly over all of them. So you see when it gets to 3, what happens there. So now 3, okay, here 3, the remainder by 3 is 0. 0 equals 0, yes. What about this condition? Now it's going to check that condition as well. So this is true. What about the other one? It checks, nope, it's not true. So let's get to the next part. Now by 3, it checks, yes, 0 equals 0. So it is correct. Let's print it now. And Fizz is printed. So this is how the whole thing is done. That was it. It took some time, like around 13 minutes, but this was good practice, I guess, for loop, for conditionals, and for this logic. I hope you liked it. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you very much for watching and listening.